Hi. Okay, so now I'm going to do how to do the right eyebrow to suit your face and to suit your eye shape. Um, I prefer, this is an angled eyebrow, so it's kind of a strong angular look. If you prefer, and it's got a strong arch, um, if this is too strong for you or you're not confident, then just kind of lower the arch a little bit, so it doesn't have to be up here, it can just be slightly, but as you can see, it kind of, that's what suits my shape, my face shape. I have not a very angular face, so I can hold an angular eyebrow, and that adds more definition, more structure to my face. If you have a kind of a more angular face and you feel that arched eyebrows will look too harsh on you, then a more rounded brow, follow the tips I'm going to give you, but just a more rounded brow, so the arch isn't quite so up and down, just more kind of rounded, and yeah, that would definitely suit your face shape. I think that the colour of your pencil or powder should be just 1 or 2 shades darker than your hair colour. I mean, my hair colour is dark brown, so I have dark brown or black. I go for black because I just prefer the more kind of defined, strong look. If you don't like that, then just go for the lighter shade. But you can imagine I would look silly with blonde eyebrows because I have dark hair. Even though in the model world they do dye eyebrows blonde or white, but kind of for everyday, this is more for everyday life rather than what you see on the catwalk. So if you have blonde hair, try not to go for a dark brown or a black. It will just look too harsh, it will look fake. It will draw people's attentions to your eyes for the wrong reasons, really. So just go for a kind of a taupe. Often the colours are called blonde, brown, black. So you know, you can go for a blonde or even a brown if you do light enough strokes. But just, and if you're unsure, I would say take a photo after you've done it, because you're more likely to see what other people see in a photograph. Because we've all kind of looked in the mirror and thought, oh, that looks amazing, and then seen it in a photo and we think, oh, that might have been a mistake. So you can tell in a photograph exactly what it's going to look like. Also, try to, you know, sit near a window with the curtains, blinds open, and natural light to do your makeup. It is the harshest light, but it will also mean that if your makeup looks good in daylight, it will look good in any light, and you won't have any kind of, you won't look in the mirror when you're in the car or something and think, oh, I can see lots of kind of demarcation lines and it looks too harsh. So yeah, I'm sitting near a window now, so I've got light right in front of me. So that's always the best light to do it in. Okay, so this is how I think is the best way to achieve an eyebrow that suits your face shape and your eye shape, and just looks balanced and natural on your eye. Okay, so if we take an eyebrow pencil and we start at the inside corner of our nose, we take it up to match the inside corner of our eye. Okay, so we take it up like this and we draw a dot. Okay, so you can see that that's where my eyebrow and that eye starts. And then we take it from the inside corner of your nose, I'm sorry, the outside corner of your nose, to the outside corner of the coloured bit of your eye. Okay, so if you can see, I'm taking this there and I'm going up, and I'm going up, and that's where my arch is. And then I'm taking it from the corner of my nose, the outside corner of my eye, and upwards, and that's where the brow should end. Okay, so I'm doing it there, and as you can see, it stops there. So then what I would do is I would fill in from each line up to the point where the arch should be, and that should be the highest point of your brow. And then I would take it down. So the angle of your brow will depend on how harshly you take it down. So you can take it out like that, but it still needs to meet that kind of line up there. Okay, so I like quite a high arch, so I take it down quite strongly, but if you prefer less of an arch, then take it out and it will be less high. Okay, so that is what I've done on both eyes. So I've done that with pencil, and I've just basically joined the dots and kind of filled it in a little bit, and then I've taken an angled eyeshadow brush, not a particularly expensive one, and I've taken some eyeshadow, just a black. I've just taken a black one. Just take whichever one matches your eye pencil colour, and I've just gone over the brow to fill in and really define. So as you can see, and I'll just go over it on this eye as well. So what I've done is taken it right the way over. That will add more colour, more definition, and it will also set your brow pencil in place. So I mean, if you want on top of this, you can also put a brow gel, but I never do. I think that this is enough. And also just make sure that your brows are kind of, I have quite sparse brows, but I do just brush them down with an eyebrow brush just to make sure I pluck under here and here. If you're shaping your brows, pluck from underneath, don't pluck from above, because you'll end up with a kind of look that looks like this. So yeah, just try and pluck from underneath here. I've got over plucked brows. I think we've all done it. So it's not that difficult to fill them in and make them look natural and quite defined. So you can alter that for each look that you want. I mean, if you're having, this is quite strong, if you're having a kind of more natural look, make the arch less high and make them lighter. I do tend to have quite dark smoky eyes most of the time, so this is the brow that I would go for. If you've got quite far set eyes, then if you just make your brow slightly closer together, so just start from, say, here instead of here, then that will make your eyes appear closer together. And if you've got closer together eyes, make your eyebrows slightly further apart. But basically that is the trick to achieving kind of the full brow, the arch look. Don't worry if your eyebrows aren't exactly the same on either side. Your eyes aren't exactly the same on either side, and neither is your face. So they'd probably look quite odd if they were exactly the same, because they don't match that side of your face. But just try and check that they've got the same kind of, the same amount of arch, the same colour, the same sort of, they stop at the same length. Another way to check that they are balanced is to take your, it's hard to do when you're facing a camera, but take your pencil or brush and take it from this inside of your eye and take it to the outside here. Okay, so where it starts here and where it ends here should be sort of an equal straight line all the way across. Okay, so if it's going up here, you've drawn it too far down, and if it's going up here, you haven't drawn it further down enough. So that's a good way to make sure that they're balanced. Okay, so that is my tutorial on how to do my eyebrows. I do this every day and it takes 5 minutes in the morning, but it's more than worth it. People would notice the difference. I've had loads of people in shops, I'll be queuing in New Look or something, and someone will say to me, how did you do your eyebrows like that? It's kind of hard to explain in the queue for a shop, but I think people will notice, and it just makes you look more rested, more groomed. And yeah, so there you go. Any questions, then feel free to ask.